apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delight's not me. No, nor a woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my
Why
thoughts.
did you laugh then when I said man delight's not me?
Well, to think, my lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive of you. We pass them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
What players are they?
Even those you were wont to say to take such delight in, the tragedians of the city.
We that please the king will be welcome. You are welcome in Elsinore. Come, your heads. Come. You're welcome. You are welcome, but my aunt mother and uncle father are the more deceived.
What, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
The players that come hither, my lord.
Buzz.
Upon my honor,
Each actor upon his ass.
the best actors in the world, whether it be for tragedy, comedy, historical, tragical, comical, historical, pastoral, tragical, historical.
Welcome, masters. Welcome. My old friend. Come, we'll have a speech straight. Come, a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, my good lord?
I heard thee speak a speech once, but it was never enacted. Or if it was, not above once. For the play, I remember, pleased not the millions. 'Twas caviar for the generals. One speech in it I chiefly loved. 'Twas Aeneas' tale to Dido. If it be in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see. The rugged Pyrrhus, like the Hyrcanian, you know, it begins with Pyrrhus. The rugged Pyrrhus.
When he lay couching.
The rugged Pyrrhus. The rugged Pyrrhus, when he lay couched in the ominous horse. Now, head to foot is totally jewels.
For God, my lord, well spoken with
Horridly tricked with the blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked and pasted in the roasting streets, roasted in the wrath and fire. Old grandsire Priam seeks. So proceed you.
Unequal matched, Pyrrhus at Priam drives, in rage strikes wide, but with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. Then senseless Ilium takes prisoner Pyrrhus' ear, for lo, his sword, which was declining on the milky head of Reverend Priam, seemed in the air to stick. So, as a painted tyrant, Pyrrhus stood, and like a neutral to his will and matter, did nothing. But, as we often see against some storm, a silence in the heavens. The rack stands still, the bold winds speechless, and the orb below as hushed as death. Anon the dreadful thunder doth rend the region. So, after Pyrrhus paused, aroused in vengeance sets him new a work, and never did the Cyclops' hammers fall on Mars' armor, forged for proof etern, with less remorse than Pyrrhus' bleeding sword now falls on Priam.
This is too long.
Say on, come to Hecuba.
But who, well, had seen the Moblid Queen,
The lovely queen.
That's good. Moblid Queen is good.
where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all over teeming loins a blanket. And the alarm, fear caught up. The gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made. Unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven to passion in the gods.
Look, for she has not turned her color and has tears in his eyes. Prithee, no more.
Well, I'll have you speak the rest of this out soon. Will you see the players well bestowed?
I will use them according to their desert.
God's Bobkin man much better. Use every man after his desert, and who shall escape whipping?
Come, sirs.
We'll have to play tomorrow night. Just thou hear me, old friend. Can you play The Murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have that tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study some dozen or 16 lines that I would sit down and insert in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that, Lord, and pray you do not mock. You are welcome, Nelson. Leave me till night. Good. So goodbye, you. I'm alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave I am. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit? That from her working all his visage waned, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, with broken voice, his whole function suiting so to his conceit, and all for nothing. For Hecuba! What's he to Hecuba and Hecuba to him that he would weep for her? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion as I do? He would drown the stage in tears, cleave the general ear with a horrid speech, make mad the guilty, appall the free, confound the ignorant, and indeed amaze the very functions of the eyes and ears. Yet I, like a dull, muddy metal rascal, a peak, like John at dreams and can say nothing? No, not for a king whose much dear life and property a damned defeat was made? Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Breaks my paid across, tweaks me by the nose, gives me the lie as deepest to the throat. Who does me this? I should take it! For it cannot be that I'm pigeon liver, and lack gall to make oppressions bitter, or ere I would have fat all the region's kite with this slave's bloody offal. Bloody body king. Remorseless, lecherous, treacherous, kindless king. Vengeance. This is most brave. That I must, like a whore, unpack my heart with words, and fall a cursing like a drab, a scullion. Aye. Down my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play, the very cunning of scene, have been so struck to the soul that they have presently proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it has no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe him, tempt to him quick. If he but blench, I shall know my course. The spirit that I've seen may be the devil. And the devil hath the power to assume a pleasing shape. For perhaps out of my weakness and melancholy, as he is most potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. I shall have grounds more relative than this. Then plays the thing wherein all catch the conscience of the king.
And can you, by no drift of circumstance, get from him why he puts on this confusion?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means say.
Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof, when we would bring him into some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much forcing its disposition.
Of our demands most free in his reply.
Did you essay him to any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out of the certain players we overtook on the way. Of these we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it.
'Tis most true. And he beseeched me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart it doth much content me to hear him so inclined.
Faithful friends, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose on to these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too. For we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may here affront Ophelia. Our mother and myself, lawful espials, will so bestow ourselves that, seeing unseen, we may of the encounter frankly judge whether it be the affliction of his love or no that thus he suffers for.
I will, my lord. And for your part, Ophelia, I do hope it is your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness, and that your good virtues will bring him to his wonted way again. To both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here.
He is coming.
Let's withdraw, my lord.
To be. Or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, by opposing in them to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say that we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished to die. To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, when dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of losses, the spurs that the patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself, the bare bodkin might his quietus make. Who would fardels bear? To grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that fear something after death. The undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will. It makes us rather bear those ills that we have than to fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought. An enterprise of great pitch and moment, with this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Softly now, the fair Ophelia, nymph in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how is your honor for this many a day?
Oh, well, I humbly thank you.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to re-deliver. Pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
Oh, my honored lord, you know right well you did. And with them the words of so sweet breath composed as to make the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord,
Are you fair?
what means your lordship?
I did love you. Once.
Indeed, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery! Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest. Yet I could accuse thee. Think that it were better if my mother had not borne me. Get thee to a nunnery! Where's your mother?
At home, my lord.
Oh, let the doors be shut upon her, that she may play the fool nowhere but in her own house. Farewell.